strength training has become a much bigger priority. It always should be anyway. I always promote that. But that's what would slip. If I had time to train twice a week or 3 times a week, I'd have gone for a run. Now, strength training is non-negotiable. It makes such a difference to performance. I'm running sort of faster and stronger, recovering quicker because of the strength training. And I have coaches now. So although I am a coach, it's very difficult to write your own plan and hold yourself accountable. So I have coaches, and they're a duo, Holly and Pete Stables, amazing. And Holly does all my run training, Pete does all my strength training. And it's just made a huge impact, because now if I feel like I don't want to do something, I'm like, Holly and Pete are going to see I haven't done it. And obviously I've paid for it as well, so that helps me accountable. But oh no, obviously I'm not like trying very hard. So it does it, and I prioritize that now. I've had to change the way I work. You know, I'm a physiotherapist. I'm now doing less hands-on physiotherapy, because like when my hands are playing up, it sounds daft, but it actually hurts me to treat people, which is a bit ironic. People come to me with pain and I'm taking away their pain, but in the process giving myself pain. So I've cut back on that and doing more coaching instead, because apart from the brain fog and not being able to remember a word, generally my brain works. So definitely doing like a lot more on the coaching side of things, but just changing life in terms of, you know, trying to get like other family members to help out a little bit more with like some of the lifts and things like that with the kids club, so that I can then train. So I was doing a lot of my running in the dark, because, you know, it's like juggling family and things. The training would be like at the end of the day. And I like running in the dark. That doesn't bother me. I quite like the tranquility of being out in the dark with just my head torch. But physiologically, that's not a good time for me to train. So trying to prioritize doing my training in the morning, like in the school day, which is a real luxury and a privilege I appreciate I've got that a lot of people haven't. You know, I am self-employed, but it still wasn't easy to change that. It's taken the best part of a year for me to really try and change things around. I guess that comes with a bit more acceptance and not just ignoring it. There's a lot of like hiccups in the way to kind of get to this point. And rest and recovery, which I'm not very good at because of, again, having a young family and a business. There's never enough hours in the day. I'm often really bad at scrolling on Instagram late at night and thinking, I know I should go to sleep. Scroll.
Yes, it's about managing fatigue, really, is it? Does that help then when you're well rested?
Makes a big difference. Yeah, I can definitely tell the difference when I'm tired in terms of like my symptoms. You know, if I've had like a busy day at work, or like stress levels as well, I can just tell things like the pins and needles and the numbness will get worse. I was sat doing some work on Sunday on my laptop, and I'd been for a run, my ankle was sore, so I'd quit my run after 4 miles rather than 16, and I was really frustrated with that and annoyed. And I sat working, I could literally just feel like the side of my face going numb, and I'm like, if I didn't have MS, I'd be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm having a stroke. It's just trying to manage that, really, and be a bit more sensible about it, which can be tricky when you think, I want to go and run 100 miles around Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Most people would think that's stupid even without an underlying condition, but that's still a big goal that I want, hopefully, keep all my fingers crossed for the ballot in January.
Yeah.
I still really want to do that.
That's is that the middle to end of January, the results come out for that?
Yeah, I think it's mid-January. So the arc of attrition I'm running again is the 24th of January, but I think the ballot results are before that. It's quite a quick, the nice thing about the UTMB is it's quite a quick turnaround. It's not like some of the big marathons, you put your entry in so early and have to wait. But this one's quite a quick turnaround. And it causes some like controversy amongst my MS team, because like my MS nurse, she's so supportive. She's like, Nikki, do what you want. Your body will tell you when it's had enough. She said, at some point, you're going to find the edge. Try not to fall off. But if you do, that's fine. We'll pick up the pieces and you'll know that that's where the limit is. But then I've had other people, like, it's a fellow physio, but she's a neurophysio. And my husband said, remember, Nikki, this lady was in her early 60s, isn't into exercise, is just sitting waiting for retirement. Although she might be a neurophysio, she's not on your wavelength. She said to me, I don't think you should really be doing what you're doing. What's wrong with running 5K? And I'm thinking, I'm not fast. I'm a diesel engine. Like, I like long and slow. Like, that's where my comfort zone is. And then she said, you shouldn't be running in the dark because you might fall over. And you shouldn't run on trails because you might fall over. I'm like, everyone falls over on the trails. Like, that's normal. Yeah, well, you have MS, so you fall more. And recovery takes longer. And if you hurt yourself, you'll be out for longer. I'm like, well, I can't wrap myself up in cotton wool. I would be miserable. Like, that would be really bad for my mental health to not do those things. And it's a bit ironic because that centre is right by Wendover Woods. And one of the Centurion races is the Wendover Woods 50 race. And I said, 50 miles around Wendover Woods, like in November in the dark, you wouldn't recommend I do that? She went, absolutely not. I went, oh, too late. I've already signed up. And I came 8th.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't believe it. I came 8th. I was just like so shocked. I mean, I did a lot of training. Thankfully, I'm only half an hour away.
It's a hilly one as well, that one, isn't it?
It's really hilly.
Yeah.
My coach said to me, when she suggested it, she went, I said, I'm not doing that, Holly. I said, it's really hilly. Because she's won it. Like, she's phenomenal. And she went, oh, no, it's not that bad. And I was rushing to see a patient and I just needed a race because I'd been dot watching the spine and I had race envy. And so I just signed up, didn't think anything of it. And then I went to recce it. And I just sent her all these voice notes and videos going, you lied. It's really hilly. I renamed some of the hills after her because they just are really steep. But it is actually a brilliant race. And depending on kind of what I get into next year, I would be tempted to go back. But I'd ran this route so much, I knew it like the back of my hand. So on race day, the fog did not lift all day. Anyone that was there will know, like, there were points when at night when it was dark and with the fog, you literally couldn't see your hand in front of your face. Like, your torch would hit the light and you'd see nothing. So you literally had to have your torch pointing at your feet. And you're just hoping that you didn't like trip over something. But I think because I'd run that route so many times in training and because I'd been told I shouldn't do it and there was no expectation to achieve anything, I just went out and enjoyed myself. And I had such a good time. And like Holly had said to me that I should not see it as a 50-mile race. I should just see it as 5 10-mile loops.
Yeah,
and
it's lapped, isn't it? So you have to face the same hills over and over.
Yeah. So she said, you should theme them. And I'm not very good at things like that. She said, yeah, something like, the first run is just like you warm up, run out with your mates. And like one in the middle of the day is like your lunch run or something like that. She said, just theme them and let me know. And I couldn't think of anything fun. I was trying to think of something fun that I could share on Instagram and I couldn't. But the only one that I did theme, and I didn't tell anyone till afterwards because it sounds really awful. My last lap was the assassination victory lap because I wanted to see how many people I could overtake on the last lap. And I know that sounds really awful and really, really mean. But in my mind, I'm just like, the strength that I have personally that I think some people lack in ultra running, and I've seen it a lot from coaching, but also just from being at ultras, people's head goes that they have the physical ability to do those races and to keep going, but they lose their headspace. And that's one thing I am really strong at. It doesn't matter how much pain I'm in or how much I'm suffering. I just have this ability to keep going. And so I just decided that I would just see torches in the distance. I'm like, right, you're next, I'm going to have you. You're next, I'm going to have you. So I overtook 18 people on that last lap.
Wow. Yeah, that's some going.
And it sounds really mean, but it wasn't. It was just my way of keeping myself going. And when I caught up with people, I'd be, come on, let's go, you can do this. And like, no, I'm done. I'm like, no, you're on lap 5, you're done now. And there were some people on lap 4, and they still had like loads of time for the cutoffs. Like, come on, you can do this. Like, no, I'm going to stop I'm going to stop when I get back to the start. I'm like, no, you're not. You've done 4 laps. You've done 4. Don't give up now. You've only got 1 more lap to go. And I'm looking at the time. And if you just walked, you've still got time. Just walk it. You're going to be fine. But yeah, it was It was a really, really good race. So if anyone wants a hard, hilly trail race with loops that's very well supported and you're not isolated because it's so contained, you're never really far from anyone in that race. It's a really nice, safe, hard ultra if people are interested.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant actually. How did you feel after that 50 miles compared to after Arc of Attrition?
Really good. Obviously I was tired. I took a whole week off. I felt like I could have run within a few days, but I didn't, because recovery is so important, even just without MS. I think everyone should take a week off after a marathon or an ultra, even if you feel good, because your tissues, like your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, they need time to recover. And even if you feel like you can run, your body isn't ready. But I think the difference was all the strength training and all the hill training, because I'd been to Wendover so many times. I'd been up and down those hills so much that I didn't feel really bad when I was doing them. And those hills, this sounds really daft, but when I was on my last lap, I think one of the things as well with doing like these big races, and it's not just necessarily ultras, but just anything that is like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And I've never done this before. And my husband laughed when I told him, is I had such gratitude for the race. I thanked every hill. It sounds really daft because I'd named them all on that last lap. I was like, thank you for not destroying me today. Thank you for not tripping me up.